had a chance, but let's go back to Friday for a moment. You had a chance to look at the film, things you like, things that concerned you from that film.
I mean, defensively, I love the way our defensive line played. I mean, we got off the ball great. We created penetration. We rushed the passer. And we were very disruptive. And that had a lot to do with the defensive success. The only thing I didn't like on defense is in the second half, we gave up 4 big plays. And it's the same adage. You can play 75 good plays, but if you let those 4 get over your head, it could cost you a football game. And conversely, on offense, offensive line is a position that I think has made progress, but still isn't where we need it to be. And that's going to be critical these next 3.5, 4.5 months, that we take another step forward with that unit and get better, and that needs to happen. And we dropped too many balls. We dropped 13 balls in the spring game, and whether it's wind, weather, it doesn't matter. We're going to play games in those conditions, and we have to be able to function a lot better than we did.
What were the things that you worked on today in this final practice? I mean, in general.
In general, I mean, we took some of the schematic errors we made in the spring game and we addressed those. So we spent probably the first 15 minutes making sure that everybody on both sides of the ball was clear with the breakdown, the alignment or the assignment mistake, and it was some good teaching time. And then we got some blitz pickup work, and we got some run play action work, and then we devoted the last half hour of the practice to Idaho, just getting the guys thinking ahead and what we're playing for.
You talked a little bit about addressing some things still in the summer before fall. What are the ways in which you can address some of the concerns?
Well, I think we have meetings with all the players, and we point out to them the areas that they need to make progress in. And these next 3.5 months is a little bit scary for coaches because we're not able to work with them one-on-one. We can't be out in the field with them. We can't coach them. And this is really where the leadership of your program has to take over. Teams that have good leadership get a lot done in these next 3.5 months. And, so I just let them know that, where we ended spring and the level we need to come back at on August 3rd when we start practice has to be at a new level. And we need to trust them, and it's in their hands, that we have great leadership and that we come back a better football team than we're leaving here today.
Looking back at this spring, who are the standouts? And I know we've asked you this several times, but through the course of the spring, who are the people that stood out to you?
Well, I think there's really 2 groups of people. There's standouts that we expected to be standouts. I mean, I expect Chris Jones to be good. I expect Kevin Alvarado to be good. I expect Dwayne Woods to be good. And those guys had good springs, and I think those guys are on the cusp of becoming extremely good players in our conference and against everybody we play. But spring is really about who are the improved guys, who are the guys that are going from a level that maybe they couldn't play or they could play limited snaps to they could become full-time players. And that's where on defense I think Ted Ouellette just had a great spring for us. He really put together 15 solid practices of great effort and executing his technique, his assignment, and making plays. I think Paul Swan had a very good spring for us. I was really happy with the spring Gabe Martin had at inside linebacker. I think Keith Morgan made a very good adjustment to a new position. And I'm really excited about some of the younger players in our secondary. Rylan Ward, Aaron Foster, Jude Aje-Barima, and Vaughn McCoy are all going to play a lot of football for us next year. And those are guys that played very little or didn't play at all last year. And we just got to get them game ready. And then on offense, I was really happy with the spring Kyle Bryant had. It's no secret that we need help on the O-line. We brought in 3 mid-year guys, but we also needed some younger guys in the program to step up. And to me, Kyle Bryant was the one guy on the offensive line that went from not being able to play to now potentially playing at a very high level and helping us. And I'm really happy with the tight end position. I think Alex Baer, before he got hurt, Tyler Beck had a really good spring. Clay Rolfe is much improved, and Kendall Montgomery is going to play football for us too.
We've asked several times about different position battles and things like that. Would you just address, I mean, Have you made final decisions on positions?
I mean, in some I mean, Chris Jones is going to start for us. Dwayne Woods
Sure.
is going to start for us. You know, that's a position that if you didn't say that, I mean, it's a joke and it's not credible, and the players know that.
Right.
But there are positions that, you know, maybe we have a 1, but 2 isn't that far behind, and in all those cases, you know, we're going to let the competition play out till late in camp. It's close enough that if one guy really gets after it this summer and becomes obsessed with becoming a great football player, and the other guy takes his foot off the gas, we could switch it. So I don't want these guys leaving thinking they've earned something that they haven't completely earned yet, or another guy thinking that he's not going to start when the carrot is there, that if they do what they need to do, they can flip the depth chart.